Hi, welcome back to another video by Taps. In this interview, we're sitting out at Sam Houston National Forest around a campfire, and the individual's name is Chris, who lives in that area of the Sam Houston. He's got two stories. One of them is about Sasquatch, and the other one is actually about UFO encounter. And the UFO encounter is crazy. You're going to want to hear that one as well as the Bigfoot one. This Bigfoot one kind of trails right along with other encounters that you've probably heard, and I say that due to the behavioral characteristics of the Sasquatch or multiple Sasquatch that he encountered. It's a good story, and you'll want to hear it, and you'll definitely hear the similarities from this story to other stories. And once again, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and hit that notifications button. We greatly appreciate it.
So do you want to start off with like the whole Squatch, or do you want to go UFO?
The Squatch.
UFO I seen. Squatch I didn't see, but I got harassed for hours. Hours.
He called Roy.
Hear them both. Let's start with the Squatch.
The Squatch.
Yeah. The first, can I say your first name?
Chris?
Chris. And when was this?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was the year my mom died.
That was
2009.
Was it 9?
8 or 9.
8 or, yeah, 2009 roughly.
Spring, summer,
deer season.
deer season.
Deer season.
Okay.
It was deer season.
Cold.
I was actually at a in Plantersville, and a friend of mine had her parents had 100 acres.
100 or 200?
It was 100 that I actually hunted on, and it was connected with another 75 that we didn't have access to. So I was on the 100 acre, had a fire break all the way around it, connected to the like the corner of it called the power line easement, big power line. I had me and my son, which at that time, oh man, he had to have been, I'm trying to think, he had to have been 9 or 10. He's about 9 years old probably at this point.
That's a lot to go through for a 9-year-old.
Well, he didn't know he was asleep.
Yeah.
I woke him up after I kind of realized
what was going on.
So what was going on, and I handed him my 22 pistol and said, "Hey man, anything opens his door, that ain't me, shoot it." It's pretty much what I told him. But anyway, man, we got back from hunting. It probably about 9:30 at night is about when it started, because we were getting up early, so he decided he was going to go to bed, and I had a little fire going, and I'm in a clearing kind of in the middle of this 100-acre tract that we're hunting on, like a big football field, shaped like just like a football field. And I'm about midway through it, and we had a road cut out and a big circle that you basically go in there and you pull your trailer and you can do a full turn,
like a circle drive. Yeah.
Just like a big circle drive. That's where I camped. So I had my truck facing out, went in there, turned around, had the headlights facing out the circle, whatever you want to call it, campsite. And I had a little fire going. I was up against the bed of the truck. He decided to crawl into the truck, go to sleep because he didn't get up early. And man, I may have had one beer open because I didn't even think I finished it after this started. As I was sitting there, I hear Lynn, nobody's out there.
Right.
There's nobody. And I hear, at first I thought it was deer, something moving. I heard footsteps. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, that's kind of odd, kind of listen to them. They didn't sound normal like a deer would. Sound like a person walking is what I thought. First thing that came out, I was like, holy shit, someone's walking up on my campsite on the land.
And that's something you don't do. You don't walk up on a hunt.
No, not at nighttime.
Anybody got woods.
Especially hunting season.
Yeah, especially hunting season.
Not without introducing yourself.
Well, it stopped. I could hear. I shined the light out there and looked. Looked around, looked for animals, deer, or whatever. Turned the light off. I started hearing it walk again. I'm like, oh damn, somebody trying to wait till I go to sleep and steal my shit. That's the first thing coming in my head.
Yeah.
Somebody out here trying to wait on me to go to sleep. So I sat there for a little bit, and I started hearing the footsteps again. This time, I heard him coming over to my right side. I never heard this one move after it stopped. I heard something else walking. I'm like, still in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, some guys out here looking, waiting until I pass out. I'll make sure everything's locked up.
Gonna jack you.
Yeah. Which I thought was weird. I was out there a lot.
Right.
I never dealt with anybody. Never. Hell, my the land next door is a cattle ranch, and it ended up being it's my family. It's a cousin that owns a cattle ranch, which I didn't even know until 2 years later. 2 years after I was hunting there, that hey, that's my neighbor. Ran into one day, or my cousin, and I'm sitting there, I'm sipping with beer and everything else, and kind of I'm paying attention, but I'm not really bothered yet.
Right.
I thought it was weird. I'm thinking, oh hell, maybe it's just animals, and I'm mistaken it, thinking it's footsteps. Oh, I hear a tree break, and it's close. When I hear it snaps, I hit my spotlight. I start looking.
Is that the one on the right or the left? Or?
It was on the right.
On the right.
I'm shining all out there, looking. As I start going back towards the left, I see there's no wind blowing. It's calm still. I see a tree, big, I say big, a young pine tree, about that big around, I guess, 5 inches around or whatever. I see it move over, boom, shake. Only tree shaking. And I'm like, holy hell, what the hell is that? So I think maybe it's a bird I scared with the light, Skip. As I'm messing with it, to the left, I hear the walking again. And I shine a light over, it stops. Nothing moves. Over to my right, I hear it start going again. Shine light over that side. It freaking stops. As it stops, I start scanning. Nothing's moving now. I start scanning. I see a tree limb that's coming out of a tree. It's moving. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, that tree limb's pretty up in the air. But it finished doing its wobble. Like something just hit it or grabbed it.
Tree limb is probably what 10 feet up or something. Or?
Oh, at least 8 to 9 feet. Yeah, it's up in the air. I walked out there. I could walk underneath it and had to reach up. It finishes bobbing. I'm looking. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe a while goes by, 20, 30 minutes. I'm still kind of scanning, kind of listening real well. No radio going. It's wood on the fire. And as I'm sitting there, I don't hear any footsteps, nothing going on. Like I said, maybe 30 minutes go by. I didn't look at the time. I hear it again. Here goes the footsteps again.
Right side or left side?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah. It sounded like it was almost coming from the middle this time, but it was being both sides. So I turned the light on. I still hear them, but I can't see anything. They're behind, it's pretty thick, but I can't see anything at all. No shadows, no movements, but I still hear the footsteps. I'm thinking, well, hell, maybe they're leaving. I hit the light, shine on this side. I walk away now from the fire so I can see really well. I'm standing off to the side of my truck. The fire's kind of off to my back. So I'm looking through the woods and I hear this I shine a light up, and this, when I say tree limb, damn near log, a big tree limb is coming over the top of the trees. Now I'm in a clearing. It didn't fall from anything.
Right. It
came from the woods and went over the treetops and came in and landed on the ground. Thud. Boom, on the ground, probably about 20, 25 feet from me. And that's when my heart went. That's when I made the phone call.
It was late.
Yeah, it was late by then.
Did you call Roy?
Yeah. I got into it. That set me, because I looked at it and I was like, no person's throwing that.
Right.
Not what I just seen it come through there. You're not throwing that. And that's when my heart, like I knew something was different. It wasn't people I was worried about now. Still didn't even think I didn't even go to Squatch. Even when I was talking to him, I was just hated that I was being ambushed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never brought it up to you.
I never thought about it either.
So neither one of y'all even thought Sasquatch.
No, not till way after the fact.
We knew Bigfoot, but we was not into the whole thing really.
Yeah, at that time you weren't doing any research or anything.
Right.
So I'm still, never went to that, but all of a sudden I was like, man, that ain't some people just trying to.
Yeah.
A man didn't just throw that.
Right. Too much power behind that one.
And then, like I said, when it came over the treetops, it came over shit, it came, not this tall, but it came over the damn trees next to me. There's no way a person could kill it.
Right.
No way. Not the distance.
Well,
I yelled.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, I turned the light on and yelled, "Hey, motherfucker, I'm about to start throwing lead." I got freaked out. And I called Roy and was telling him, I was like, "Hey, man, get out here quick. Something weird's happening." I was like, "I'm actually freaked out." And I told my hunter's in the truck locked in. That's when I went to him, gave him a little 22 pistol. "Hey, man, if it ain't me, shoot." Don't even question it. Just shoot.
Right.
He looked at me. He was asleep. I woke him up, and he looked at me. He's like, "What's wrong?" I didn't want to scare him. I was like, "Big hogs out here, man. Just if you see anything, just don't question. Shoot if it ain't your dad." He's like, "All right." I said, "Just go back to sleep. You're all right. I just hear hogs." So I told him. He lay back down. I got up against the bed of I had a 05 Z71 Avalanche then. I was up against the side of that truck. Let the fire burn down by now. I wasn't even worried about that anymore. I got up against the back edge of my truck against the wheel. I was terrified. I couldn't see on this side of me past the vehicle, so I was like against the wheel on this side, looking out that way, and then would scan under my truck with a light.
Yeah. Was this a moon tonight, or was it a new moon, like blackout, or?
It was. I couldn't even tell you. It was dark.
Dark.
Yeah. I don't think it was a full moon.
So like this.
Yeah, it was dark, like this. You could see stars and everything, but it was dark. It was probably about. I called you probably at 2 a.m.
Maybe so.
Or after, maybe.
Correct. It was early in the morning. I remember the phone call because he was frantic, and he don't call me like that.
No, I wouldn't call anybody that time.
Unless there was a good reason.
Yeah, unless it was, and I thought, oh man, something's about to get me. I'm not gonna lie, I thought something was about to get my ass.
And what really sucked is I could not get up and come because I had to work the next morning, and I couldn't go out there till the following evening.
Carried on. I ended up shooting in the woods. I did. I had enough of the games, the limbs and stuff, and hearing stuff break. So I turned the light on one time, and I was like, "Hey, I had a 45, and I let it bring off a few times."
So after through that log, were they continuing to make noise, or
limbs breaking and stuff? But I would scan out there, like I said, it was dead still like this, and there would be a damn tree limb that would move, and I'm like, somebody's right behind that tree. Right. I'm not going out there to look.
Right.
But I was like, somebody or something's right there. But I'm not getting up to go look. So I shot a few times, and it all ceased after that. I could hear even the everything got further away.
Yeah.
And didn't come back. I got in the truck. It was probably, I don't know, it was probably 3, 4 in the morning by the time I climbed in the truck. And I didn't go to sleep. I sat there in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat with my pistol on my stomach, and sat there and just scanned around. The windows start fogging up because when you're in the truck, and can't see crap. So I was wiping the fog, looking around. Alarm goes off to go to the stand. Son gets up. He's like, "I got to the restroom." I was like, "Pee right here by the truck, man."
Right.
Just pee right here.
It
wasn't that long ago when all this was going on now. And he's like, "Oh, I got to poop." I was like, "Dude, go right here next to the truck." he goes, "I'm just going to go to the chair." We had a little, little chair set up. I was like, "Man, don't go to that chair." He's like, "Why?" I said, "The hogs, man. Just don't go to that chair right now." He goes, "Where am I going to go?" I said, "Go to that log laying right over there." I said, "Don't worry, I'm facing this way. Take the lantern over there and just go to that log." Well, he was looking at me, and I guess he realized that I was like flustered about something. I was trying to keep it cool, but he was like, "Maybe I'll just wait till daylight." I said, "Yeah, just wait till daylight." He goes, "Well, are we gonna go to the stand?" I said, "No, we're just gonna wait till daylight." He looked at me and goes, "You're always going, come on, we got to get there. Why don't we go now?" And I was like, "Man, I'll tell you later. We're just gonna wait till daylight." So we sat there in that truck till daylight. I should have left, but I didn't. I'm too hardcore hunting. I still wanted to go hunting. So we waited till daylight and went to the stand. walked through, past the creek, the little creek bottom that we go through on the pipeline, did our hunting and everything else. You came out.
Yeah, me and Roy came out.
But you had done taken him home or something.
Yeah, I already took him back, and then you came out that evening, the following evening.
Yeah.
Or I can
Let
remember.
me put him in the trailer real fast.
Yeah.
Come here. Up. Come up. You got it.
No, you came out
That,
the next day.
The next day.
Because I took him home.
Right after work, I came out.
So you came out there the next night.
Yeah, I come out there.
Yeah,
We made it there before dark.
yeah, before dark.
Yeah, because I took it was probably a Sunday. I took him back home to his mom. She almost came out Monday then, right?
No, it's like, I think I come out either Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. I think you called me on a Friday evening and I had to work Saturday.
Okay, so it must have been it was Sunday when you
Saturday evening I come out. Or Sunday morning, one of the two.
came out. And when we seen the track in the creek, that wasn't the same day you came out, was
Yeah.
it? Were you there when we seen that too?
Yeah.
So that was the same day. It wasn't the following day. It was when y'all both.
So you got
came.
to see the
It
track
was
too.
right after you
Yeah,
was
all three of us.
harassed.
Okay. Yeah, we went. Me and my son went through the creek. Pretty steep. A little bit of water. Just jump over it.
It's a ravine.
Yeah, more of a ravine.
Well, it's what, maybe 9-10 foot deep?
Yeah.
Deeper than that.
Deep, but I couldn't drive through
I
it.
was scared to take my Dodge through it.
Yeah.
We almost did.
I took the Jeep through it one time
Yeah.
before that was it.
Like straight up and down.
Yeah, me and my son went through it, come back. Same spot, sit across the same spot. We went through it and then came back.
And that's when we
seen the track that we.
So the track may have happened after y'all crossed.
Roy's whole
Maybe.
foot was inside of the footprint.
Yeah, I took my picture with my boot inside the print and then one next to it.
It literally was outlined, the toes, everything.
It was in the
perfect.
clay. It was a good
perfect.
Good toe detail and everything.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Never
back then we
in my
didn't
life
even
have I
think of-
seen a print like that.
Yeah.
We didn't think to do anything.
And we sat there and
with
looked at this damn print and went, "Holy shit! There's a Bigfoot out here barefoot."
it. Yeah,
No shit. None of us snapped the same Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
No, we still. I was like, man, Yao Ming. I think I said Yao Ming or Shaq or somebody must have walked through this damn
Yeah,
thing.
we just kind of joked about it.
And
It's like,
we took pictures because I had
Yeah.
a flip phone. Still got the phone. I got a
That's
phone.
why he took pictures. I took pictures, and she was there. But
Oh, you
none
still
of us
got the
can-
phone?
I still got
With the
phone
pictures
somewhere.
on it?
Yeah, I need a
Oh yeah, you gotta send that to.
I got a couple of flip phones. Just in one of them, I just gotta open it and charge it. But we walked. I don't know if it was there when we went by. And I just don't see because I'm looking down, walking. I'm always looking at deer tracks. Even when my son, we went by, I'm usually looking down as I walk through the soft areas anyway, so you don't get your feet muddy. We did the same thing. We all walked through it, or walked right over it, and no one even seen it until the way back, unless it happened while we were on the other side and something crossed as we were on the power
I heard
lines.
You hear that?
I heard that.
Ow.
It's getting close to that time.
Something needs to happen again.
Mine started, like I said, about 9:30.
We're at 9:13.
Yeah, it's an owl.
Ow. That's not what we heard earlier, though.
So you stayed out there another night?
No.
No.
No, I did go back though and stayed again.
We both stayed together up there.
Nothing ever
Hunted
happened after
out
that.
there the following weekend, I think.
Yeah, we tried to sleep in the bed of that truck.
Tried sleeping in the bed of
thinking
the
that something was
avalanche.
gonna
and
pull
grab
you
our
out.
feet, man.
Because, yeah, we had tailgate up and everything, but still terrified. I know I was. I was
I
scared
didn't
shit. I was
know.
trying to sleep.
I don't think I slept.
No noises or anything that night.
Nope. Dead quiet.
It was like they were just passing by and you just happened to be there at the right time. Or should you say the wrong time?
The wrong time. It was
Yeah, it was.
it like I said, it went from 9:30 all the way till 4 in the morning.
Wow.
That's probably how long I panicked and called him at 2 or 2:30, 3 o'clock or something like that in the morning.
I wish I had that phone call on recording.
I don't even know what I said to you. I know I was in a fucking panic.
You was frantic. I remember you talking about getting underneath the fucking avalanche.
Yeah, I
with
was
your gun.
by the wheel.
Yeah.
I laid on the ground and
Yeah. So once you fired off a couple of shots, that's when they slowly just started stepping back and further.
that's
and
where
further away.
everything. Like I said, everything quit. I could still hear the footstep. I heard also before the shots and everything else, probably right after it started, like I wouldn't even call it a gibberish. It was like almost like a chirping or something weird sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably before. That was before the limb came. That was still early. It was probably like around.
That's when they were discussing which one to throw.
You go over there, I'll go over here.
Yeah.
We're gonna really terrify this guy all night and see if we can make him leave. I didn't leave. I should have left.
Yeah, you stood your ground,
I did stay on the ground.
or laid on your ground.
Yeah, I laid on the ground. Did go back. Like I said, we tried to sleep that one night to see if anything would happen. Nothing.
We all went back together, even when you brung Hunter back there the last time we went, too.
So,
Right.
so your son Hunter, does he know now about the story, about what it was? or-
Yeah. I told him, and he even goes, "Dude, it would have been hogs because you would have been like, let's go with the spotlight and let's go shoot them."
Yeah.
And you were like, "No, don't open the door. Hold this gun. If it ain't me, shoot them." Hogs? Yes, hogs. No. Yeah, I wouldn't say was it a disbeliever, but I'm always I'm sure there's something else out there, something we don't know about.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that I really cared about. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been in the woods my whole life and never really.
Wasn't on the top of your list of
No,
thoughts.
never
Yeah.
really. Even when I'm out there all the time, never was looking for anything. Never, even when you hear weird sounds, it's just not you can't explain. I didn't ever. Oh, that night I didn't even go to that. It took us a while before we were like.
Bigfoot.
It took us a while.
Yeah.
So now you're a believer.
Yeah, I'm a believer. There's something I don't know.
Did he hear the roar?
Oh, no, let him hear the latest one. You got it on
From
your
right
phone?
here at the bridge, what, last weekend?
Yeah, last weekend.
Have you physically seen?
At night, I saw one. All right, listen to this. Me and this other guy and his wife were sitting on the bridge fishing and just listening for vocals that would come up and down the river. And this was real close to us. Real close. That's it. You heard something like that before?
It's pretty close to that, yeah. And I've since that happened, I've paid attention a little bit more.
Right.
I lived right here in the national forest for what I live over at the farm. We stayed there about a year, I guess.
2 years,
Yeah.
maybe? Or a year?
Year and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
Not quite 2.
Right here in Richards, by Richards,
And
I don't even know where that's at.
right up the road here.
Yeah.
right up the road, right across the little county roads, all national forest, and behind it is all national forest.
Damn.
We were surrounded by
And,
that.
It's a good spot.
I heard some good
I know another
house.
camping
You heard some
area
good
out
howls
there.
out there?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that spot
how's
we
that
went to?
after now and that experience, and then
Just
kind of
farm down the
started
way.
looking up and paying attention,
I
knowing
think
that
so,
that ain't a
yeah.
coyote.
Yeah.
You can hear them.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. You can
talking
hear the
back
difference.
and forth all the
Mhm.
time, and then you hear something like sort of like that you're like,
Yeah.
all right, I know what that is now.
They're all over this forest.
We heard, and it was funny because the people, our friends that live there, it was their property, their little farm. We were all outside one night up front, right where we were staying. Throw a rock and hit the national forest, the house I was in, and we're all standing there talking, smoking, having a good old time, and we hear this roar, not a howl, a roar, like I can't even try to do it,
Right.
like not even like a cat, not even a big cat, just almost sound like a man.
But with the chest
Just
of an
deep.
elephant.
Yeah, just deep. And it echoed off, and Brian looked at me. Brandy looked at me and I went, Squatch. And they were like, what? I was like, dude, that was one, man. As we were talking about it, he was like, I've never heard anything like that before. Another one did it on the other side of us.
Oh, wow.
See,
Went
I
off.
need to take them down on that
Yeah.
end of the national forest. I've never taken him down over there and all them trails.
So did that turn them into believers after that, or
Yeah, I told my
your story?
you know, my whatever you want to call that.
And they live there?
Yeah.
But they've probably been hearing stuff forever. They
They
didn't
have.
realize it.
They didn't know. Hell, one time Brian said when we were discussing, he goes, man, I thought one of the one of the ranches down the road, I thought some guy was messing with kids, like playing around,
Yeah.
like making howls and stuff, trying to scare his kids or something.
He's probably heard so much and didn't even
Yeah,
realize
he didn't even realize it.
Now he realizes it.
And then, now he pays attention to the sounds.
So now I got to hear about this UFO story.
This was in Harper.
Where at?
Harper. Past
Harper,
Fredericksburg.
Texas. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
past Fredericksburg.
Past Fredericksburg.
Okay. Out there in
going
Central
west.
Texas. Yeah.
And my brother-in-law's lease still. I was just on it this past deer season. I mean, every time we're there, we go right to the same fence line
Yeah.
and go and discuss what happened that night. It was me, my brother-in-law, my sister, and my wife, which is a photographer. We all had cell phones. She had, a $6,000 phone or camera right there. Everybody had them cell phones in their pocket. This thing, it was so unbelievable, I guess you'd say, that you weren't like,
Yeah, I've been there. I know what you mean.
let me get my phone out. I got to capture this. It was like, oh shit, we're about to disappear. Yeah, this is how this one started.
So this was during deer season also.
This deer season. We're at
That's what
the
sparked
lights.
it.
What did it? I had this spotlight with a lens like this big around, big old handle on it, whatever it was. I can't remember. They used to go by candle power, and it was like 280 million candle power. Something crazy. You could cook in front of it. You burn your hand on it.
You called a UFO and
Well, me and my brother-in-law, we're at the camp, which his place is. It's 275 across the county road where we camp. No one hunts over there. My sister does because she don't want to go to the deer stand sometimes, so she hunts off the porch. But other than that, it's just the deer camp. And the other side of the road is like 300 acres that we actually hunt on. And we're at the camp. This wasn't very late either. Me and my wife, we just showed up. It was probably 9 o'clock maybe when this happened. 8, 9 o'clock. We got there, so we weren't even drinking yet. They were.
Mm-hmm.
They were there since whatever it was, 3 that day. And we show up, we're there talking, everything. And when I pulled in, my headlights where I parked, we're on a hill where the camp is, and there's an old farmhouse behind us, a squeaky windmill that turns, cool place.
perfect setting.
Oh, it's awesome. Big hill in the background. Then it drops down like a ravine. And I think that pasture is like close to 100 acres. Maybe it said the 75 acre part, maybe. And then it goes to someone else's property, back to woods. And then maybe 2 miles away, it starts climbing back up to a hill that's a little bit taller than the one his place is on. Hill country. It's like that everywhere. And so I grabbed the spotlight, which he's amazed by when I bring it out. He's like, holy shit. And I was like, man, I want to see those deer in the field. I seen them with my brights when I came in. So we walked down to the fence, which is only like from here to Roy's truck from his camper.
Not any more than like 20 yards away.
No, it's not that far at all. And my brother-in-law and my sister, they come down, he's bringing the beer to me. We hit the light on. We're looking in the field. I mean, there's eyes everywhere. And this field, like I said, it's big. And we're up tall, so you can see a lot. We see deer bedded down, deer kind of standing up, coyotes going across over here. You see it all. Out there, just check it out. And then there's these big radio towers behind the hill that's like 2 miles from us, maybe. And, the red flashing lights, you see them way out in the distance. Mm-hmm. I look up there, I was like, hey, Tim, when they build a house on top of the hill, there's a light on it. And he's like, "Oh shit, man." He goes, "I wasn't there last night or whatever, or last time I was here, whatever he said." He goes, "I don't know." He goes, like I said, he's already had a few drinks and everything, probably all day. He goes, "Blind him with that mega ass light." And I was like, "Okay." So I hit it on that on that house or that light or whatever we thought it was, you know. Boom, way the hell over, miles over there. Hit it, boom, boom. And he's like, "SOS," and flash it back and forth. I was like, went high, low, medium, you know, and then went on and off, on and off. Well, it does it back, and it followed my pattern. I was like, so I'm thinking there's some other hunters over there. Maybe it's a new camp.
Yeah, he's showing, the other hunters are showing off their 250
Yeah,
million.
they're showing off their
light.
badass light. So we do it again, and we're laughing. And as we finish mine, I go back to high and then back off. They almost do the same pattern, and then they hit us with really high. Boom, lit us up like blind. Like from that distance, I was like, whoa, their light's better.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And my brother-in-law goes, "Man, that's some military grade stuff." Well, the light starts lifting up, and I'm like, "Oh shit, it is military. It's a helicopter." I was like, "We're fucking blinding the military, man." And they're coming. I was like, "Here they come."
They're coming to tell you to turn your little light off.
Yeah, this light, you know, it didn't stay beaming bright. It went back down to its normal, you know, whatever, you know, just whatever brightness it was. And it's coming across the valley, you know. As we're staying at the fence line, their hill was a little bit taller, and there's that big, you know, valley. A couple, you know, like I said, probably 2 miles before it starts climbing back up. This thing comes up. You see it lift up over the silhouette of the hill, coming out our way, and we're like, "Oh shit, here they come!" It drops down almost the same level as us, and is coming across this valley, ravine, whatever you want to call it. And we're like, "Oh, we're in trouble." I'm like, "Shit," you know. We're talking about it and everything else. I'm like, "Man, I don't hear it," you know. I'm looking at my brother, and he's like, "All we see is this light still. You know, you can't see anything. It's dark and it's right in your face, coming." As it's getting closer, you'd think you'd start hearing the
Right.
chopper. So I told myself, "Man, they're gonna be pissed, dude." You know, there's something, I don't know. I'm waiting for vans to pull up and stuff in your camp. Looking at it, and all of a sudden you see a silhouette. There's this big, giant, freaking triangle, rounded corners. And it's coming in, and as it's getting closer, it's got domes on the bottom that's got dull light, like a cheap hallway light fixture, like a frosted light fixture, just kind of flickering. And by now it's only about 120 foot in the air over our heads.
Wow.
It's lifting up because it's coming up our hill, you know, coming up to and staying kind of the same level it was, but coming up, meeting our, you know, following our hill to the camp. It's like right there. It had me so panicked. I pushed my wife. I said, "Hide!" and shoved her. My brother-in-law grabbed my sister, goes, "Go, get behind the tree!" Like he's screaming at her, "Get back, get back, get back!" Me and him start hitting each other. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" Like screaming at each other. Went into a straight panic. I took off, and you know, he had the little lights dinging from the trees and stuff around. I grabbed the extension cord and unplugged it out of the tree, and went complete darkness. All that was left was a little bit of fire left. And man, you could see this thing, and it came slow. It didn't come fast. It came kind of quick across, made the gap, and then it slowed down. And when it came above our head, 100, like I said, 120 feet. I mean, low. The trees aren't as high as here in the hill country. This sucker comes over and stops. Me and my brother-in-law look at it. I could tell, it felt like minutes, but it seconds. We're looking at it, and we're still just punching each other in the arm, going, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" Well, I'm like, I don't want to be underneath it. I start backing up, grabbing him, and I'm backing up, and then, like I said, it comes to a stop. We can see there's windows, porch, whatever you want to say. You could see inside the thing. It was lit up inside. I could see inside it. I could see the silhouette of whatever they were looking out back down at us. He could tell you the same thing. He'll tell you the same thing.
Wow.
He will tell you the exactly same story.
Did it just look like human silhouettes? Or?
It was bulky.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say. Maybe they're wearing a suit, helmet. But yeah, it was broad silhouette. Not the little skinny
not the little gray man.
Yeah, not the gray little man. It wasn't one of them. And this thing, I would have to say it was bigger than like a commercial airline, wingtip to wingtip. It was right above our head. It filled the whole sky above his camp up. I could see it close enough. It had black, like almost like residue, like on the edges of everything. You know what I mean? The domes underneath them flickering. On the back, it had straight up looked like a giant light bar, like you'd see on the truck. A giant light bar all the way across, and it was real dim. And when it started taking off, it started getting bright, and it started moving. And the ones underneath went from the little flickering dim to more of a steady beam, you know, and just glowed. And it dropped down, couldn't see anymore because it's trees, and you could see, and then it popped back up. You could see the other side of it as it was turning, and then it went behind the rest of the trees on the other side of the camp, and it went straight to the area. And we never seen it lift up again or anything. And where I hunted was what he called a sendero. It was like a open area, and I swear it went over there, but it maybe didn't. It just is that direction. But I could see in it. He'll tell you the same story. Now my wife and my sister, my wife was so freaked out. She knows what it was. You know, she's seen it, obviously. She wasn't looking in it by that point. When they got over the camp, they were hiding. She didn't think to get her. She was hiding next to her camera, next to the Tahoe, the vehicle we were in, which the hatch was open. I had my brother-in-law has his cell phone clipped to his hip. We would have had awesome pictures and video. But you only see video far away because when they're that close, it scares the living shit out of you. I'm not gonna lie.
And people wonder why you don't get these close-up pictures of Sasquatch when they start getting crazy with you. It's because you freak out so much. You don't even think about your cell phone.
And this thing, I obsessed over this giant triangle. There was no seams. We seen it close enough.
Did it say made in China?
No emblems, no seams, no rivets. Definitely close enough.
I wonder if that light bar was propulsion.
It was. It had to been because it was like I said, it was dim. It would start getting brighter, and it would start moving. The brighter it would get, the quicker it would go. The same thing on the domes on the bottom.
Hey, y'all never saw it like take off into the sky.
Never seen it lift up.
It just went away.
We discussed it, freaked us out. Obviously. And then there's another weird thing. Like I said, this happened early, and next thing you know, we start drinking and talking and freak. It was emotion. It was crazy for everybody. No one could obviously believe it.
Like adrenaline rush.
Oh, it was a rush. Yeah. My wife and my sister, they were terrified. Like they didn't want to be out there after that. So we, talking normal and drinking and still bringing it up, and me and my brother-in-law never discussed seeing in it.
Yeah.
Not in front of them. And they were, around, so, we never said anything that night. Here's the weird thing, though. We're sitting there and we start playing beer pong, and all of a sudden we're like, shit, it's 3, whatever it is in the morning. We gotta pass out so we can get up and go hunting, in the morning. And when they said that, I was like, that was weird. That's a big time. It seemed like that was a long time that it didn't seem like that much time went by. So we were having fun, but not
like you lost some time.
Yeah. And everybody will tell you that too.
Y'all may have went for a trip and didn't even know it.
It must have put us right back in the same spot, terrified as when it took us, and let us see it take off. And it was. I don't remember any gap in it, and seeing it or anything. So I don't know.
That is
people
nuts.
Wanted me to go talk to and wanted my brother-in-law to go. What do you call it?
Yeah, the people that
put you under.
Yeah. Hypnotist or.
Right, and I was like, I don't know, I'll go.
Man, that is nuts.
I don't know if I want to know everything.
That's a life-changing story right there.
Oh, I was obsessed. I got pictures and everything. I drew all for everybody. Not everybody, but for them to look at. Well, it wasn't until the next day. Anyway, we were not around the girls, and I was like, hey Tim, I said, you see those windows, right? He goes, oh fuck yeah. I was looking in them. I was like, all right. Did you see that thing? Or the silhouette? Oh fuck yeah, I seen that shit. And my brother-in-law, he's a pretty big, broad guy. He goes now, older now. He's still big. He still keeps himself in shape. You know, he not like he used to. But yeah, I had him terrified, and we discussed what we, seeing the silhouette inside.
Did y'all see anything else inside, or was it just light?
Just could see light.
Yeah.
And then when I was looking inside, all I did was when I realized I'm looking at see it move,
yeah.
and I seen the movement, and I was like, it's looking at us, and I just kept staring back at it as it was looking at us.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would do in that situation. Same thing as y'all.
Probably what my wife and sister did, run. We were the idiots for sitting there just staring at it.
I would have stared at it too. I couldn't take my eyes off of it if that happened.
It fucked me up for a while, as bad as that's all I researched and looked up, and that's all I did. And I even got in trouble at work because I was on the computer and stuff, and all my history was all UFO triangle abductions and sightings.
Did you ever have any weird dreams after that?
I had lots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nightmares, like flipped over the bed and stuff, and flipped my wife off the mattress. And,
oh shit.
Yeah. I could draw like every detail of what I've seen on that triangle, we'll call it. And if that's if that's art, man-made, they were wearing a crazy suit inside. And that's crazy they kept it quiet this long, because that's whatever it was badass.
And what year was that again?
7 years ago.
Yeah. The closest base to there is what, San Antonio?
Austin.
Austin? Didn't have any weird scars on you or anything?
Not that I know of or knew of. And we didn't discuss our lost time. That we brought it up and it's kind of weird, and looked at each other kind of weird, and kind of carried on. There's Austin. Let's see.
Here's so much about triangles. And as big as a 747, wing to wing. Or
easy,
triangle?
yeah, easy.
How about the thickness of it? Like,
that's the thickness of it. I would say it was. We seen the front of it. You could tell you could tell it was thick.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really tell anything until after it was going. I could see the light bar in the back, and like I said, when it did this little turn and went down, then you could really see that that it was flat on top, just like it was on bottom. The sides, when they came up, they were rounded, went up and rounded again. Maybe it was
my back.
20 foot thick.
that's crazy that you were able to see something inside of that thing.
Inside, two of us.
Made eye contact with an alien.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was staring with having a stare down with
Whatever the hell it was.
What's the name?
whatever the hell it was.
But the
I say, if it could happen again, man, I would be ready. But the of realizing what the hell was, and then when it was right there, and I ran, from there to the truck, unplugged the lights that were hanging, and freaking went right back to my brother-in-law, slamming his arm, and he was slamming mine, and hold each other's by the shirt, like dragging it, you know what I mean? Back it up and hanging on each other and shit.
Well, thanks for retelling all that.
Oh, no problem. I like that.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed those encounters just as much as I did. It was a heck of a setting being out there around a campfire. That's the best place to hear encounters at night. Hearing the coyotes, you just can't beat it. But thanks for listening, and please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as we really appreciate your support in the videos. And we'll have another video coming out here pretty quick, which will be a quick walk to the Big Thicket National Preserve and finding a trackway along the way. So that'll be a good video as well that you want to see.